Live. So hello everyone, we are at SpringCon here in Minnesota, and I'm here with Jaime Coker. Yep, and I met Jaime at my very first convention, at Wizard World Convention in Madison, and he gave me some good pointers, and I finally got a chance to meet him again. So yeah, Jaime, introduce yourself, tell us what you do.
All right, well, my name is Jaime Coker. My company's Jaime Coker Creations. We kind of specialize in doing a lot of like fan art, mashups, some original art. Basically, weird stuff that comes out of here winds up on paper. I always pride myself on like trying to think of different ways to draw things or different ways to visually represent something. And once I think I've found the perfect thing, that's when I finally feel good about putting it on paper. My wife says I don't run the ideas by her enough, but honestly, if I did that, I feel like I would miss out on a lot of ideas. So I just go ahead and draw them anyway. But, the way it all started was I was working as a manager at a retail store, and there was a customer who always came in, and he was telling me, you know, I do these Comic-Cons, they're the free tables, just come in, just try it. If you like it, cool. If you don't, whatever, because he knew I drew. So I was like, okay, well, I'll try it. So I was added to the wait list, and a day and a half before the con was going, I got the call. This was a day and a half before the con. I had no prints, I had no display, I had nothing. I basically had a portfolio full of black and white drawings and a little card holder for my business cards, and that was it.
Wow.
But being there and actually talking to people and having conversations and everything like that, it was the kind of thing where I just found that I enjoy talking to people about the things that they love, and just the things that you know, that connect us. Because pop culture is something that definitely connects people, much more so than some of the things that divide us and make us, you know, keep us apart.
I agree.
So I chose to focus on the positive rather than the negative.
That's good.
But there's one thing that I really love. Whenever we draw something, I always go for a reaction. So if somebody sees something I draw and they smile or they laugh, then I know I've done my job. The best reaction we ever had was at a small show in Minneapolis, Metacon. A girl, we had our Gonz Bloom on display. It was Gonzo mixed with Jeff Goldblum from the Jurassic Park meme that everyone knows about. And she and her group of friends walked by our table. She stopped when she saw it. And it was like a process in her head. You could see the wheels turning. And she just stared at it, and then she pointed at it, and then she opened her mouth, and then she screamed. This wasn't all at once. It was like a step-by-step process, like stop, point, you know, so that was one of the best reactions I've ever had.
Wow.
And that's what I go for every time, ever since.
The reaction.
I'm like, that's what I want. I want people to see it and be like, I dig this. I don't know what it is about it, but I think it's great. That's what the reaction I want.
Wow. And when you started drawing, like, did somebody inspire you for your style? You know, did you always have your own style? You know? Oh
well, I've been drawing ever since I was a little kid. I was a sickly kid. I was in and out of the emergency room a lot when I was a kid, and so I couldn't find a bed, and drawing was one of the only things I could do. That's what I started doing. And when I got older, I grew up in foster homes, and drawing was something I did to kind of deal with the uncertainty of the situation. Being in foster homes can be it can mess with you psychologically. And it was a way to just kind of keep myself sane. But it was also a way to like connect with people. Because I would move from foster home to foster home a lot. So you go to a new school every time you move to a new foster home. And you know, if kids see that you can draw, they're like, oh, what's that? What you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing over there? And you know, that's a great way I made a lot of extra lunch money. You know, like oh, give me 50 cents for that. Like, oh, here you go. You know, like, oh, extra milk for me or something, you know. But
very nice.
Yeah, that was my way of connecting with people. That was the way to connect with people.
And so tell us where we can find you on social media or anything like that.
Okay, well, on Twitter you can find me at Jaime_Coker. On Instagram, you can find me at jamie.coker_artist. And then you can find me on Facebook, Jaime Coker Creations, LLC.
All right, there you go, guys. All right. And one last thing, where can people find you next, besides, after SpringCon?
The next show, we're going to be in Phoenix. Phoenix Fan Fest, Fan Fusion, whatever they call it now.
Right.
After that, we're going to be Chicago's Comic-Con Revolution.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing Indie PopCon, Indiana Comic-Con. I think the best way I can talk about my schedule is it's all over the place. And someday, somewhere, I'll publish a list of what it is. But for now, just know that I'm going to be someplace and it's not going to be home.
Sounds good. Yeah, actually, one last thing, because I find your story very, very inspiring.
Yeah.
What would you say to younger artists who wants to start, doing convention or just drawing? What kind of advice would you give them?
Practice, practice, practice. Draw from real life. Even if you draw like cartoony, draw from real life, because anatomy and form and everything is something that's still part of drawing cartoons. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't turn out right the first time. When I was a kid, if it didn't turn out, I would waddle it up and throw it away. Don't do that. Walk away from it.
Yeah.
Let it marinate a little bit and then come back to it.
All right.
Just because it's a mistake doesn't mean that it's ruined. I would say if you were interested in getting involved in conventions, do your research. Looking into conventions and finding out which conventions are worthwhile and which ones are maybe not so on the up and up is a job in itself. It's basically a part-time job. I tell my wife all the time, she's like, what are you doing on the internet or whatever? I'm like, I'm not looking at Facebook. I'm not looking at Instagram. I'm looking for new conventions. And I'm looking for what people say about conventions. And that's a lot of my time right there.
All right. Well, thank you again, Jaime, for your time, and I will see you on the next show, hopefully. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
It's super simple, okay?